BYD stands as China's best-selling car brand and leads the world in electric vehicle production, with over 4.3 million vehicles in 2024. Now, the CEO of BYD has unveiled a shift in the electric vehicle race, and it could rewrite the entire game. It's a full-on game changer. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. These blade-shaped cells aren't crammed into clunky modules like the old-school battery setups. Instead, they're laid out across the full width of the battery pack, almost like stacking books edge to edge on a shelf. This design eliminates wasted space and bulky frames, resulting in a highly efficient, tightly packed energy system. That tight packing translates into a massive boost in energy density, about 50% more than traditional lithium iron phosphate batteries. That's huge. Think about it, more energy in less space. And who wouldn't want that in an EV? But there's more. The Blade battery doesn't rely on the usual nickel-manganese-cobalt chemistry that most EVs use. BYD has gone with LFP instead, a chemistry that's far more stable, safer, and environmentally friendly. It's also cheaper to produce. Why does that matter? Because while NMC batteries are powerful, they tend to get a little dramatic under stress. They overheat, they catch fire, and sometimes they go full firecracker if something goes wrong. LFP, on the other hand, is like the chill cousin. It doesn't overheat easily, doesn't explode when you poke it, and BYD has made it even safer than before. To prove it, BYD literally drove a nail through one of their blade cells during a test. Imagine stabbing a phone battery. Boom, fire, chaos, right? But when they did this with the Blade battery, nothing happened. No smoke, no flames, no drama. Just silence. Can your iPhone do that? Didn't think so. And it's not just about being tough. The Blade battery is smart too. It has an advanced thermal management system that keeps it cool with minimal effort. While other batteries require bulky, complex cooling setups, BYD's Blade battery stays cool by design. That means fewer parts, fewer chances of breakdowns, and more room inside the car for tech or just making the car lighter and quicker. Who doesn't want a car that charges faster, runs longer, and weighs less? Speaking of charging, this battery is quick, really quick. Thanks to its low internal resistance and smart thermal control, it can handle high-speed charging without overheating. So you're not stuck at a charging station for ages. Just plug in, grab a coffee, and you're back on the road. There's also a brilliant design twist. The Blade battery is built right into the car's structure. That means it's not just storing power, it's also strengthening the vehicle. No need for extra supports, which saves weight and makes the car more durable. Honestly, who even thinks of this? Apparently BYD does. And get this, the battery is a marathon runner. It's not one of those components that works well for a year and then fades out. It keeps around 90% of its capacity even after 3,000 charge cycles. That's far more than most EV batteries can handle. So not only does it perform like a beast, it also lasts long enough to keep your wallet happy and the planet a little greener. You don't have to worry about costly replacements anytime soon, which is a big relief, considering how expensive EV batteries can be. Then, seemingly out of nowhere, BYD's CEO introduced an engine that has car lovers, engineers, and investors completely stunned. Is it a hybrid? Something totally new? You'll want to stick around because once we walk you through what this engine can actually do and how it stacks up against everything else out there, you'll understand why BYD is so confident. But BYD didn't stop at batteries or engines. They also built a revolutionary digital control system called the Xuanji architecture. Think of it as the brain, nerves, and instincts of the vehicle, all rolled into one. If cars had personalities, this system would be the one that knows where you're going, the best way to get there, what kind of terrain you'll hit, and whether it's going to rain in 5 minutes. Centralized control and reliability are at the core of BYD's innovations. By integrating all systems into a singular cohesive unit, they ensure that everything works in harmony. This approach not only boosts performance but also enhances the overall reliability of the vehicle. It's like having a well-coordinated team where everyone knows their role and communicates seamlessly. See, in most traditional cars you have dozens of little control boxes. One for the engine, another for the brakes, another for the air conditioning, the backup camera, and so on. It's a mess of mini computers trying to do their own thing. BYD flipped the script. Instead of relying on scattered mini brains trying to talk to each other, they centralized everything into one powerful system. It's like putting all the smartest people into one room instead of shouting across the house. The result, incredibly fast decision-making, like microseconds fast. Now you might think, microseconds? Who cares? But when it comes to automatic braking or lane switching at high speeds, a microsecond can mean the difference between safety and disaster. And it's not just fast, it's reliable too. BYD built the system with layers of backup upon backup. If one component fails, another steps in instantly. It's like having a co-pilot for your co-pilot, always ready to keep things running smoothly. And it gets even cooler. You know how your phone gets software updates that magically give it new features? BYD's cars can do that too. Thanks to the centralized Xuanji system, the entire vehicle can receive over-the-air updates. No trips to the shop, no weird cables. It just works. It's the kind of seamless experience people expect from their smartphones, now brought to the car world. Let's talk sensors, because this part is wild. The Xuanji architecture doesn't rely on just a couple of sensors, it pulls in data from everywhere. Radar, cameras, ultrasonic sensors, millimeter wave systems, you name it. All that information gets funneled into one brain that processes it in real time. That means the car isn't just reacting, it's anticipating, adapting, and adjusting on the fly. Instead of treating each sensor like a separate voice, BYD's system blends them all together like a tech smoothie. So the car doesn't just see with a camera or feel with radar, it builds a complete, multi-layered picture of what's happening around it. It's like giving the car a sixth sense. What's even more impressive is that it can adjust which sensors it relies on, depending on the environment. If it's pouring rain and the camera's visibility drops, no problem. It shifts focus to radar and ultrasonic sensors that aren't affected by the weather. That's kinda genius, right? But what really makes the whole system feel like it's from the future is something called DeepSeek AI, which works hand in hand with BYD's Xuanji architecture. And the way it learns, it's not confined to a single vehicle. Instead, it pulls data from a whole network of cars, runs countless simulations, and refines its decision-making through trial and error. It's like every BYD on the road is part of one giant collective brain, learning and evolving together. DeepSeek also monitors the tiniest performance changes, whether it's the battery, motor, or even the air conditioning fan. If something starts acting off, the system notices before you do. It's like having a full-time mechanic living in your dashboard. Even better, it doesn't wait for something to break. It identifies warning signs early and helps prevent breakdowns altogether. That means more time driving and less time at the repair shop. On February 10, 2025, BYD casually shook the entire auto industry. With no big warning or months of hype, they launched something they call the DiPilot Advanced Intelligent Driving Assistance System. But this isn't just another new feature. It's a whole new way of thinking about what a car can actually do. We're not talking about small improvements or fancy marketing gimmicks. This is a game-changing leap forward. If you've ever dreamed of a car that practically drives itself, understands the road better than some humans, and keeps learning like it has a brain, that's exactly what BYD just introduced. And they did it right at their Shenzhen headquarters, as if it were no big deal. The magic behind this breakthrough is the DeepSeek R1 model. Sure, the name sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, but what it can do is even more impressive. Unlike older systems that follow rigid pre-programmed rules, the R1 uses neural networks, which is just a fancy way of saying it thinks more like a human. So, when it encounters something unexpected on the road, it doesn't panic. It actually understands what's happening. Even in challenging conditions like a rainy street, it can still spot pedestrians, lane lines, cars, and random obstacles. And if danger suddenly appears, it reacts in a split second. Who needs a superhero when your car has reflexes like that? What's even more revolutionary is that BYD didn't just keep this technology for a high-end luxury model. They rolled out 3 versions of the DiPilot system. There's the DiPilot 600, the top-tier version with 3 LiDAR sensors. Those are the high-tech eyes that scan the environment, and it's reserved for their premium Yangwang models. Then there's the DiPilot 300, which uses 1 LiDAR sensor and is used in their Denza line and select other models. But here's the real shocker. Even their most budget-friendly cars get the DiPilot 100, which uses a smart camera-based system. We're talking about cars that cost under $10,000 coming with futuristic tech that seemed impossible just 5 years ago. Who else is doing that? Advanced features and conclusion. And the features? They're next level. One of the most exciting is called HNOA, high-speed navigation on autopilot. Think of it as cruise control's smarter, more capable cousin. The car follows your GPS route, handles highway ramps smoothly, stays perfectly in its lane, and even dodges obstacles. Under the right conditions, it can drive over 1,000 kilometers without any driver input. There's more, like automated valet parking. You can literally hop out of your car and let it park itself. Seriously, The car scans the lot, finds a spot, and slides right in with a 99% success rate. Imagine how handy that is at a crowded mall or airport. And then there's memory navigation on autopilot, a feature that learns your daily routes. So, if you take the same drive to work or school every day, it remembers everything. The stoplights, the tricky intersections, even how to edge past that one delivery truck that always blocks the corner. So, whether you're into cutting-edge tech, smarter safety, or just want a car that practically thinks for itself, BYD's D-Pilot system is rewriting the rules of driving. From budget models to luxury beasts, this isn't the future. It's happening now. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update on the latest in automotive innovation. See you in the next one.